Welcome everyone. Today we have a guide video to prepare everyone for patch 1.2. In this video, we'll look at how to get as many acquainted fate as we can before patch 1.2 and what are the best efficient methods to go to level 20, level 50 or level 70. After that, we'll look at a variety of new weapons that's coming into the game, how does those weapons work, what are the essential materials, what are the special effects, and what are the items we need to acquire for those weapons. We'll also be looking at the essential materials for Albedo, the new limited character that's coming into the new banner with patch 1.2. What are the talent books, essential material flowers, and also the scrolls he needs to ascend him to the higher levels with higher talents. And finally, we'll look at how to prepare ourselves for the warming bottle, which is a very important in-game mechanics on the freezing cold in the new weather. You want to proceed with the new exploration of the new map quickly and want to be preparing for those items before the patch is out. Now for most of the free-to-play or low-spending players, the most important part in the game is to get free wishes. Over here with my character preparation, after 3 to 4 days, I have enough characters to level 20, 50 and 70 for 44 free wishes. And I'll show you guys how this works. Now I'm sure most of us know that from the live 1.2 stream, we can get one free wish from level 20, level 50 and level 70 ascension. So what you want to do is, you want to get each of the character to level 20, level 50 and level 70. Over here you can see in the past few days, I've been preparing my account. I got all my characters to level 20, so I'm getting one free fate after getting to level 20 and after ascending the character once. Notice I need 1 star to ascend the character. After that, I need 3 stars for the next fate. So after getting all the characters to level 20, I start to select the characters I want to go to level 50 with. Those characters can be a support character like Burnett, Diana, someone who can be useful like Shinji, or the characters I might potentially use in the future like Barber or the Geo Traveler. There are also support characters which are already used, I'm getting them to level 70 slowly like Vessel and also Noel. And finally, notice I'm getting my higher main characters to level 70 and above, because I'm planning to use those characters for 2 of my teams for the Spire Abuse. Now on the topic of ascending characters to level 50 or level 70, it's also important for us to look at the character essential materials. For someone like Xingyan who requires a much harder to gather item like the Violet Grass, which is like on the cliffs and not a lot of those. So for someone like those, you might want to consider keeping them on level 20 or level 50 because they will require a lot of materials. Similarly, for someone like Xiaoling, if you don't plan to use her on your main team, she actually requires more of the chilies. And those during chilies can be very hard to find. So those characters might be a little more difficult to get to level 50 or level 70. But for someone that is more common, and if we come to Burnett over here, we can see that Burnett requires the Windwheel Aster. Those things are more commonly found around the area of Mondstadt, and those can be more easily acquired. So if the character priority is not based on the characters, we can base on the character's essential materials. You don't have to go with someone like Xingyan, Razor or Xiaoling if you don't have those materials. Because we're aiming to get all the characters to level 20 first, we can then consider who to go next with level 50. And similarly, someone like Nagon, they require a lot of more expensive materials. Over here, notice I only have 29 of the Gladston Lily. Those items are much more rare, and we can delay the ascending of those characters to level 50 or level 70 for a while. Now it is also important to notice that some of the characters actually require similar ascending materials. For example, Lisa and Noel requires the similar berries over here. We can see that they both want the Veil Berry. And also, notice I have a lot of the Veil Berries. This may be one of the reasons for me to take characters to level 50 or level 70. So use your resource as guidance. If you have a lot of those resources, and then you can take characters to level 50, because you don't have to spend time to look for those. But if you don't have many of those resources, similar to what I showed you guys with Nagon and everybody else, if I don't have much resource, I'll sit them on level 20 for now, and take them to level 50 slowly. So prioritize on the characters you have the most resource with will be the easiest way for us to get most of the wishes. Now although we get one free fate for level 20, level 50 and level 70 ascension, it is very important for us to be aware of the amount of resource needed. Notice from level 1 to level 20, you only require that much resource from our previous video, and you can see the next bar to level 50, it will take us to the orange side. So those first 2 are much cheaper compared to level 1 to level 70. And because we're getting one fate each for those, it's much better guys to get all the character to level 20 first. Then it's important for you to not waste too much resource. You might need some resource for your main team, and if that's the case, try to not spread resource too thin to go to level 50. I'll be limiting myself to going to level 50, and just leveling most of the characters level 20 and level 50 cost me about 1.5 million Mora and about 400 experience books. So be aware guys, We want those free fates, but they're not going anywhere. So make sure you don't spend the resource to think that you don't have anything for patch 1.2. Next up, let's look into the new weapons with patch 1.2 and what are the items for those. So coming over to this post by DevilTakoyaki over here, very thankful of him to be sharing those. I'm gonna have his Twitter ready if you guys want to support him and have a look at his channel. So looking closer at the new weapons, we can see that the Fasting Desire is the new free one-hand sword that is going to be given to everyone. So we do not have to craft this item, and most of the essential materials are given. I'll touch in more details on the essential materials with Albedo, but for now we can see what is required for this weapon. We can also see the elemental skill increase and elemental critical damage with this weapon. This weapon also increases our damage and also critical rate in the new 1.2 zone. Now, as most of you know, there will be 3 new craftable weapons with patch 1.2. One is the two-hand claymore. Keep in mind, those numbers shown over here are from data mine values. Those are not official yet, but you can use those as reference. Most of those will have a physical damage increase, attack percentage increase, and another physical damage increase. There will be a polearm, a catalyst, and also a claymore. Those items are quite separately, so this one is acquired from doing dungeons. This is by leveling the trait to level 10, and this is from the recipe for the polearm. And all of those new prototype craftables will have the similar effect. So the effect is, hitting an enemy with normal or charge attack have a 60 up to 100% of performing an icicle on top of enemies, which can deal AoE damage from 80 to 140%, and this happens every 10 seconds. Enemy who are under the effect of Cryo will also take 200% up to 300% more damage, and this can occur every 10 seconds. So you can see all of the weapons have the same effect, but the difference is in the substats and also in the specialty for different characters, a catalyst or polearm or maybe the two-hand sword. Now I'm sure some of you have seen my videos on saving the prototypes, the catalyst and also the polearm from the new weapons. Notice here the new weapons also requires a Star Silver, and also notice here we need Dragon Tooth. The Dragon Tooth is a special item in the 1.2 zone, and similarly, a special mineral called the Star Silver will be appear in the 1.2 zone, so we cannot find those 2 items at the moment. Now once patch 1.2 is live, we can save some crystal chunks and start to hunt for the Star Silver. This item is going to be very useful for 2 reasons. One is to be crafting weapons, one is to be crafting the little warm bottle to help us with the weathers. Now if you haven't subscribed, this is a really good time to do so. Make sure you also turn the bell on for the latest news as I find more of them for us. You can see that we're really dedicated for Genshin Impact. We'll have builds, guides, tips, news and events updates for everything that's Genshin Impact related. Now since we're talking about a lot of new weapons and leveling them up, let's come over to this post by Icever, and over here it's a visual guide to show what are the experience needed for leveling weapons. It's a good comparison for us to see to get a weapon to level 20, level 40, 60, 80 or even 90. You can see there's a massive jump between level 80 to level 90. Keep in mind the purple bar is representing a 4-star weapon and also the orange bar is representing a 5-star weapon. So what you can see is, you can see how long the purple bar is as a reference of how much XP you needed compared to all the other levels. And also, you can see how long in comparison the legendary 5-star weapon is. And you can see the bar almost double from 70 to 80, then 80 to 90, it almost doubles again. This visual guide can be very helpful in preparing for the weapon ascensions and also level ups. You can see how many of the 3-star enhancement ores that is needed by the numbers over here, 247 for level 80 to level 90. Also keep in mind, if you're planning to take a weapon to level 80, I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. If someone can use it, it doesn't spend that much of experience. But if you're taking a weapon from level 80 to 90, you really should think about it. Are you going to use this weapon for the long time or are you going to replace it? If you're planning to replace the weapon, keep it at 80 or 70. Try to not take a 4-star weapon to level 90 unless you're really planning to ascend and also refine this weapon for the higher levels. I'll give you guys a small example over here. So if I come to one of my characters, let's say if I'm coming to my main DPS with Kachin, I've leveled my Black Sword to level 90, you can see over here. But if you come over to Jin, my prototype Richer is staying on level 80 because I don't want to waste resource. Similarly, my Venti only have a level 70 bow, and also my Klee only have a level 80 weapon. Now this is not because I don't have the experience ores to level those weapons. I have those ready, but I don't plan to take them up a mere to level 90 because I'm planning to switch weapons for my Klee. It's much better, guys, to not take all the weapons to level 90. Now that we had a look at the new weapons, essential materials and also the experience required, let's have a look at the new character Albedo and what does he need for his ascension. Now zooming closer to the visual guide from DevilTakoyaki over here, you can see that Albedo and Gaming is shown over here. Also they show over here, but he's a little while to go, so we're going to focus on those two characters first. We're going to be focusing on Albedo for this time. We'll come back to Gaming when her banner is almost ready. So for Albedo, we're going to need the talent books for the ballad. We're also going to need the dividing scrolls for his ascension, and also the Cecilia flowers for his level ups. Now, because Albedo is a 5-star Geo character, we'll be needing the Geo hypothesis for the Geo ascensions, and also for the talent skill level ups for level 7 and beyond, we'll be needing the child materials for the weekly boss. Now for those friends that's planning to get Albedo, I'll recommend us getting more Cecilia flowers. This flower is located on the Star Statue cliff, and you can see this particular note over here, Venti also requires those flowers. If we run along the edge of the cliff, especially to the left hand side, we're going to be getting about 20 to about 40 of those flowers. Those do come back every 2 days, but because the ban is coming soon, it's better we start to collect them now and then let them reset for the next bunch of collection. Now coming to the final preparation part for patch 1.2, we'll be facing the new Subzero severe weather system, and because of that, you really want to build some of the warming bottles before we get into the zone. If you look at the materials required for the bottles, what you're going to see is we're going to need the flower salmon, the flame flower salmon, and also the new minerals from the patch 1.2. We can't get the star silver from the existing patches, so when that comes out, we'll go for those. But we can prepare a lot of those flowers. So this is actually coming from a particular guide from BanSugar over here, who actually makes a lot of good Genshin Impact guides. Definitely check him out if you guys haven't. Over here he recommended 2 particular regions, which I checked it out. Those are really good regions. The first one is going to be Cape Oath. The second location is going to be with the Natty Tavern over here. I'll show you guys in-game where those 2 locations are, and how we can get a lot of the flame flower salmon every day by going to those 2 locations. So let us come to 90mm over here to the teleport point. And what we're going to do is, you need to have someone that is Hydro or someone that is Cryo on the team to be going for those flowers. If you run directly ahead, look at my screen over here, you can see there are 4 flowers. In order to kill those flowers, you need someone that is Cryo, or you need someone that is Hydro. So notice why by hitting the flower with elemental attack, we can take the flower salmons. And the biggest thing is, if you don't have those 2 elemental attacks, you will not be able to break the flowers. Other elemental effects does not work. So you need something that is Cryo, something that is Hydro. Now coming over to Cape Oath for another 4 flowers. What you want to do is, after coming to the teleportation point, look for the grass that is on fire. So there's 2 on the cliff, there's 2 off the cliff. There's some animal slimes, don't worry about them, hit the flowers with elemental attacks and make sure you hit them with Hydro or Cryo. So after collecting those 2, come under the mountain and you're going to find 2 more of those flowers. Those are very convenient, and those do give us a lot of good stuff because they're so close by and we can loot a lot of them. Let's go for the final one over here. Notice a flower set the grass on fire. It's a really good sign for us to find those. And I'm out of skills. I'm going to use my ultimate to get a flower. There we go. So we pretty much got 8 flowers within about 1 to 2 minutes. And we can do this every day. And if we collect those and other flowers will come along the way, we can prepare for quite a bit of flower salmon and also to get the star silver to be ready for the warm bottles to come. Now hopefully you guys found those tips helpful. Because we want to get as many as the 3 Acquainted Fate with a limited resource, we really want to focus on leveling 20, 50, then 70 for most of the character ascension. After that, we want to know the particular resource allocation, we want to know the weapons and what is needed for the weapons, prepare for those. We also want to know how much experience is needed for the weapons, and also whether the materials needed for the new character Albedo, and finally, how to prepare the ingredients for the warming bottles for the new weather system with patch 1.2. Now if you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe and also turn the little bell on for the latest news. I'll be looking towards to make more builds, guides, tips and news and event updates for us as we come further into the game. And as always, I wish you guys the best of luck with Genshin and have the most fun in exploring this wonderful world.